Imagine a time when politicians from both sides of the aisle came together to advance the ideals of the nation. That was the spirit that created landmark legislation like the Civil Rights Act. What if we could reignite that spirit today? America is now more divided than ever. This nation needs bipartisanship to heal the wounds of division and find common ground. We have an approaching election, and there are calls from several politicians, interest groups, and organizers to travel to the ballot box to have America's voice be heard. The spirit of bipartisanship must shine through the one-size-fits-all approach to politics. Collaboration and open dialogue are essential for a healthy democracy, and that cannot be achieved without working across the aisle. Many view the current political climate within the United States as volatile and disunified. The stream of attack ads created by candidates drives America farther apart. This polarizes ideology without compromise or difference of opinion. It also propagates anti-American views against members of the other party. This all contributes to immense gridlock within America's government and a general lack of trust. Surveys show that more than 2/3 of Americans today view members of the other party as immoral and dishonest. What used to be seen as a tolerable difference in policy has transformed into something profoundly personal. Additionally, when asked to describe politics in the United States in a single word or phrase, an overwhelming majority of Americans expressed a negative sentiment, the word divisive being the most common among them. When a democracy reaches dangerous levels of polarization and gridlock, U.S. political institutions and the trust vested within them will crumble. Americans are tired of feeling the effects of a lack of compromise and bipartisanship. Without bipartisanship, not only do Americans begin to turn against their elected officials, but substantive legislation cannot be accomplished to propel the country forward. Now that we have examined the effects of a divided America, let's discuss the beneficial outcomes of bipartisanship. The practice of bipartisanship has led to the development of some of the most influential bills within American history. As I mentioned before, the Civil Rights Act was spurred from major consensus amongst policymakers. This legislation ended the deep racial divide within the United States because of the ability of legislators to see eye to eye. This legislation itself illustrated America's desire to come together both politically and socially. This is the ideal that needs to be rekindled within today's America. Another example of the value of bipartisanship would be the passage of the Affordable Care Act. Although the issue may have seemed extremely partisan, the bill would not have succeeded without the work of certain bipartisan legislators. They went beyond what their party asked of them and instead voted for what they believed benefited the country as a whole. Great work can be achieved when legislators place the country over their own party line. These two examples of the outcomes of bipartisanship both reflect why it is so vital to embody the practice. America is better off when cooperation is the norm and legislators work for the country and its people. By continuing the spirit of bipartisanship, the United States will be able to forge a path of equality and prosperity as it has in the past. As John F. Kennedy once said, "Let us never negotiate out of fear, but let us never fear to negotiate." Bipartisanship must be a staple of American democracy. Without it, the American people are never served to the highest capacity. The essential work of the United States government must be reflective of all views, not just red or blue ones. It cannot be us versus them. The United States must be, as its name suggests, united. America must stand together for tomorrow.